I think that what Robert and Quentin did so beautifully, and what Robert actually did so effortlessly, was give these vampires a real mythology.
This is my empire of blood.
This is not your I'm gonna seduce you and then bite you. You know, this is a vicious vampire.
This is like vampires on steroids. You know, it's completely different ball game.
Culebra is an interesting hybrid of a type of vampire, but it's inspired on the mythological side of all the Aztecs and Mayans, and we had a lot of snakes going on in our history. So I thought it was really fun that Robert got that in the show and kind of like leaned more into an uglier version of vampire instead of making us all shiny and glowy or something like that.
I am the gangster vampire. So I played Carlos Madrigal in the first season. You know, you discover that he was a 500-year-old conquistador who arrived as someone looking for gold, you know, and bumped into the Mesoamerican mythology and discovered Santanico, made a myth and a legend out of her and almost a goddess, and also created the Titty Twister, where it also became a feeding ground for the lords of the underground world. As we evolved throughout season 1, you know, he gets betrayed, sent over to the labyrinth, and not expected to come out alive. He makes it out. In season 2, he is a little more pissed off. He is not the same man. He's a changed man. But also, even more important, I think he could be considered also insane. He has a big vision for what he wants the future to be, and he's about to pinpoint all the characters together to make sure he gets what he believes he deserves.
The Regulator is probably the baddest guy on the planet.
You look good, my friend.
Time to regulate. And he's the guy you call when you want somebody really dead. You know, not just dead, but, you know, really dead. And he's the guy that, if I want to know what you see, I'll eat your eyes. You know, so he's again 5,000 years old, and he's a myth. And you call him up from the dead, and he comes in different forms, but usually just cool.
The Gecko brothers are a codependent, violent criminal duo.
I am simply here for what is mine.
If you've seen the first season, you know that things kind of go a little sideways for them, and they
to hell.
Yeah, they discover within the Titty Twister that vampires, or as we say on the show, culebras exist. Richie's been kind of called to it, and Seth is there supporting his brother. And by the end of it, Richie decides that he's going to leave the only partnership and the only friendship he's had his entire life to go with this woman, Santanico.
That whole thing, that was new.
So their days as a duo have come to an end at the end of season 1. So going into season 2, we're seeing new partnerships.
The Texas Ranger, Freddie Gonzalez.
Something's coming.
He's kind of the moral compass, and he's doing his best to navigate his life between this new world with the culebras and all this mythology, and balancing his normal life with his family.
Send him to hell, baby.
It's really beautiful to see a character like Jesse's in the show, because it's just it's one of the purest characters, I think, like honestly good from the heart. And you get to see how characters are forced to get into a twisted side and a dark side, even though they fight with it and the moral says not to. And that is the cool part of the show. I mean, it forces people to like change what they have really stuck to themselves.
Robert's, in his stories, has evolved. From Dusk to Dawn, the movie, the whole thing just almost took place in the Titty Twister. It's just when the Gecko brothers escaped and basically finally got to the Titty Twister, that's where the movie started, because otherwise it was just a gangster movie. Everybody thought it was a gangster movie, and then all of a sudden they go into the Titty Twister and dinner is served. Yeah. Bang! You know, and that's like, you know, when the whole vampire craze started. So now, you know, now we can do anything we want with this, the foundation, and, you know, build from there.